Hey everyone, this is Rocco coming at you for another video. We are doing an unboxing and kind of first look at a EV extension cord. So yeah, I happen to be looking at this for the past year for my Tesla Model 3 as a NACs extension cord, so the essentially the Tesla connector. Just wanted to kind of show how it comes from Amazon. It came in this box here. But literally with that packaging, it kind of banged around a little bit. And yeah, I just wanted to kind of show you what it looks like. I couldn't find a video on this, so I just wanted to go ahead and add one on the internet. That's basically the purpose of this here. I really like this case. I've already had it open, so I gotta pull this out. This case is really nice. It's really nice and compact for a 50-foot cable. I do need to measure it. I bought this off the Amazon there's like used or whatever, or not like used, but like their like warehouse deal or something. I guess it was like, I don't know, it was like $220 for the 50-foot, and it's like normally $300 or something. So it doesn't actually show the length here. It shows the amperage that I can do, and anything like that. It shows how to use it. You can pause to read all those. Yeah, otherwise, I mean, the cable quality looks great. Like, really nice. But it's attached with these things. And your NACs connector here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all this off and get it set up, and I will bring you back. Okay. So far, I'm really impressed with this cable. This is not completely unsponsored. I bought this completely with my own money. So here's the typical UMC. This is UMC2 universal mobile connector. That only makes it to here. It's supposed to be like 20 feet or something like that. Maybe it is 20 feet, but man, does that feel really short when you're trying to plug in? Because like 2 feet of it's used up by when you plug in, because it has to dangle and adjust and everything else. Yeah, you go here and it goes from here. I did measure it. It is like 48. It says 50 feet, so it's, you know, maybe it wasn't quite pulled all the way, but it goes all the way back. This carport is 24 feet or 25 feet long, something like that. And it goes all the way back out to here. Like, that's a long distance. Yeah, all the way out to here. So, anyways, I'm pretty impressed with this cable. Now, it does say this is an 8-gauge wire. That's a problem because technically 8-gauge is not allowed to be 48 amps. I'm going to test that here in a second because my wall connector up here is 48 amps. So let's go ahead and see what happens. If you can see that green light, we are indeed charging. I just plugged in. I've never done this before, but it's plugged in off my shed. It's such a roundabout way to plug in, but hey, it works. Charging at a full 12 amps. All the way out here. Of course, the button, as expected, and which I knew this buying it, none of these extension cables, the button open the charge port door. You just have to tap on the rear door handle, and it'll work. So yeah, it's plugging in here. The electrical in this, when I bought this house, was very sketch. Fortunately, this is actually grounded. It's a 12-gauge wire, for those who understand this stuff. Coming in here, and of course that can handle up to 20 amps, and we're only pulling 12. But yeah, it works just fine. 116 volts, honestly, is not that much of a voltage drop. Of course, that is also 115 volts now. Yeah, not too bad. Now, it did give me a warning that the charge cable was loose. We'll see if that's an issue here on 48 amps. Now we're going to use the wall connector. It's going to start out at 32 amps because that's what I normally charge at. And then I'm going to bump it up to 48. So you can see it comes normally out to here, and then I run all the way back. And kind of all the way over here. So let me show you how to actually charge with this. So basically, I wake the car by just doing that. Doesn't open the door. And then you press here, opens this. Now this is the part that's kind of tricky. You just put it in there, it doesn't really lock the same as the other cable. You can see it's charging. I heard it click. You can see this is moving. And you can see in the car that it's charging. At 16 amps, 17 amps. Okay. And do that. Yeah. Here we go. 32 amps. At 236 volts. Honestly, that voltage drop, I think is... Yeah, I think it's only dropped 2 volts. I believe. So let's go up to 48 amps. And then we're going to let it sit here for like a good, I don't know, 10-15 minutes and see if anything gets hot. And I can make a follow-up video with a thermal camera if anyone is interested. I'm just not going to do that today. It's charging at 48 amps. The voltage drop is there. When you span 50 feet for an 8-gauge cable, there is quite a bit of voltage drop. I believe we're dropping about, I want to say 4 volts. I'll double check this after and update it in the video description if that changes. But yeah, I mean, the fact that it still works, that's what matters. You can charge at 48 amps. And most of the time, you're only going to charge at 32. I think that's the reason they size this at 8-gauge wire, because the vast majority of the time, you're not using that. Now, I am recording video, so I don't know if I received a notification for a loose charge port cable. This is working just fine. What does not work fine is this button, and I expected this, does not properly release the cable. I have to actually do it from the app, which is not a big deal. As much as I'm going to use this cable to me is strictly to be used for on a road trip for like, I can't plug in at someone's house. You know, you're not everyday use. To use this every single day is be kind of a pain. It's not that big of a pain, but you know, yeah. So I'm going to let this charge for a good 15 minutes and see what type of temperature we're at. Okay, everyone. We have been charging actually for 30 minutes. And basically not much hotter than when it was after 15. This is the hottest part because it's in the sun. It's about 70 degrees outside. And it's warm. Like, I would expect this cord to be hotter on a hot summer day than it is right now. Like, not charging. Like, just laying out in the sun, it'd be a lot hotter. This is like, just by feel, probably like 120 degrees. I don't know. Something like that. But it's in the sun. This part on the ground right here, on the cement, like it's warm. Like, it's just barely warm. I'd say probably like 100 degrees or something. 100, 110. And on the carpet, it's just ever so slightly warmer, obviously, because the carpet insulates it. But yeah, like, it's just like, I have no concerns about using this cable as an 8-gauge wire. Again, we are prove that we have gained significant charge. Right now at 44%, we started at like 30 something. There is this voltage, even a little bit more voltage sag. But basically that's as bad as it gets. We're at 48 amps. 231 volts. I'm pretty sure we charge about it goes down to 230 now. I feel like it charges at 236. No, it's actually 234. Okay, been charging just over 30 minutes. We're at the 45% now. This has been going down to about 230 volts. Now it's at 232. Must have been something running. I bet the water heater was running in my house and dropped it just a little bit. But yeah, just been running fine. Yeah, now it's back down to 230. I don't know. I don't think that's anything to be concerned of. The car will actually automatically lower the amps if it detects like too much of a voltage sag. But it's running just fine here down to 230 volts, between 230 and 232. I think normal is 234 to 236. I think is what I've seen. So it's about maybe a 4 to 5 volt drop is what you can expect. So just keep that in mind. That is somewhat important for to be expected. Now, in terms of heat, it's just warm. You know, this is like, I don't know, like 110 maybe. It's 100 degrees. Let's say 100 degrees right there. And this has been in the sun the whole time. Maybe this is 110, 120 tops. Like nothing of concern. It's, very, very cool. I think this could easily go another 20 degrees hotter and not be a problem. Yeah. And most of the time you'd be charging at night anyway. Yeah, so I don't see any problem using 8-gauge wire in this. Just for a quick fact, the reason it's supposed to size 6-gauge wire for 48 amps because it has to be sized to work inside of a house. And with insulation, you have this insulated, it's not out in the open air. This cable isn't rated to be used like that. It's always going to be outside. And so you're never going to have that problem of overheating. You shouldn't. I mean, maybe on a very rare scenario, like in the desert, but hopefully the car would detect that and derate it. So, one more test to do. And for a little bonus test, this is a 20 amp outlet, GFCI, that I have on the outside of my house. This is a 15 amp, or 515 to a multi, like 520, 620 adapter. It has both angles and every which way. I can do a 515, 615, 620 adapter. So yeah, and I have the 520 adapter in right now, so 20 amp 120 to the UMC. As you can see, it's powered. So I got this connector for $10. I'll put these links in the Amazon description. I don't even know if I'm going to get a kickback or anything, but you know, if you have questions, that's what they are. This is rated for not outdoors, but I think they do that just for legal reasons. So that's our next test. While I'm walking over, you can see it's connected here. And it showed this little lock right here. Confusing. That is locked currently. It changes to lock and open. It's a little bit confusing, but it's locked right now. And as we're walking over here, I am charging again without the extension, and it is 34 to 36 volts, 234 to 236. So it is a 4 to 6 or 4 to 5 voltage drop using this cable at 48 amps. I'm gonna go ahead and stop this and then go ahead and charge on that. Okay, just plugged in. And if we go in here, you can see we are at 16 amps, 115 volts, 114 volts, and it seems to be pulling no problem. Now what I need to do is check real quick. I'm back over here. That this is not getting too hot. This cable is not necessarily meant to use this. It's definitely safe for 15 amp, but to pull full, 16 amps continuous, I'm gonna leave this here for a good 15-30 minutes and see if it gets hot. Okay, so instead of 20 minutes, I let it charge for an hour and a half. At 16 amps, this is cool to the touch. This cable is not even hot, or not even warm at all. And this cable, not warm either. Actually, this is tiniest bit warm, like tiniest bit, like maybe 90 degrees. It's 70 degrees outside, maybe this is like 85, 90. And then maybe this connector right here. Yeah, you can feel this connector is like maybe like 95. It's not warm. The UMC right here is warmer than the cable is. So yeah, that worked out really well. So everyone, I am very happy with this cable. I'd give it, I'd say 4 out of 5 stars. Really, that's because when you go to unplug it, I'll show you that right now. See, it's locked in right now. Can't unplug. This cable, or this button right here, communicates somewhat. If I hold it down, it does that. But it gives a charging error. It says charging stop. It stops charging, but then it starts again. It won't actually It won't actually disconnect. I thought it was supposed to do that. You can just do it through the app or through the car. It's not the biggest deal. I already knew you can open it, but I can do that because there's a magnet right here. You can just tap on the charge port and it opens. Not that big of a deal. So 4 to 5 stars, I think is fair. Otherwise, I'm very happy with this cable for at least the price I got it for, about $220 before tax. But yeah, let me know if you have questions and I'll try to answer them. Thanks for watching.